Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 480. My name is Christopher Riccio, and I'm here with Travis Baum.
Hello.
Jason, the A Striker.
Oh, hey, that's me.
And Jeff, the Chorney.
What up?
Welcome to the show. We got some distractions and some news for you today, but I have something that I want to talk to you guys about, but
Ooh.
I want to see if there's anything that you guys have going on first. Travis, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
No, I'm doing very well. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I've been missing out on a lot of horror movies lately.
Okay.
My wife does not watch
too.
them. My wife does not watch them, so anything that's horror coming into the theaters, I just sadly miss out on. But I've recently got a horror movie buddy, my buddy Daniel, who we started going in.
You go on horror dates?
We go on mandates, horror mandates.
Horror mandates. I love it.
Yeah. And so we went and saw Maxine.
Oh, nice.
This week. Yeah.
I just bought X and Pearl a few days ago. I haven't seen those yet.
Very good. Yeah. So Maxine is the third in a trilogy of films directed by Ty West, starring Mia Goth, who is the it girl in horror right now. People still don't know her name, and I think one day soon she's going to be like a
name
huge...
sounds familiar. What are the other two movies?
X and Pearl.
Oh, I definitely haven't seen those.
She's also in Infinity Pool. That was a recent one that was really good. But Mia Goth is going to be a household name sometime soon. She's brilliant. But the third movie was really, really good. What's so interesting about all of these movies, even though they are interconnected within the story, all three movies are completely different styles. Ty West, the director, so for instance, the first movie is a 1970s slasher flick. And then the next movie is kind of like a character study, like a prequel character study about mental illness. And then the third movie ends up being like this neo-noir, it's like 80s neo-noir Italian giallo film that is just like out of this world, really, really good. And he was the ironic part about it. Since I wasn't familiar with giallo style films, I wasn't ready for the third act, which are in giallo films. They're usually pretty bombastic, high body counts, a lot of gore and blood, which is all great and good. That's what you come to see for these movies. But I wasn't ready for like a giallo ending, and I got it. So I was like, this movie was great, but like the last act of the movie just kind of threw me off. It came out of nowhere, and I went and
like in a good way or.
Not in a great way, because it was a stark contrast from the rest of the movie. But then I went back after when I got home, I went and I researched all of the inspirations to this Italian style of crime dramas. And they actually, like, once I learned about the style that was being influenced here, I actually ended up liking the third act a lot more, knowing the influences and stuff like that. So it's a terrific movie, Jason. You're gonna love it. It's more of that world. I think Ty West knocked it out of the park, and I can't wait to see what he does next.
Sweet.
So we got Alien Romulus is the next movie in the Mandate series. That's in about 5 weeks. So I'm pretty hyped about that one. That looks like we're finally gonna get a good Alien film. So.
Hopefully.
I find it interesting that they're calling it Alien Romulus. I'm curious as to why. So I'll have to dig into some of that. But lots of Star Trek questions there because of because of the Romulans and the planet Romulus. So
I don't think they're connected,
curious.
Chris.
I don't think they are either, but I still want to know why. I still want to know why it's Romulus. So
well, that's it for me. Jason, what's going on, man?
I just got this. It's two films.
Can't see it.
You can't see it.
Oh, there we go. It.
There we go.
Literally it.
I just got it today, and it just happened to be within arm's reach. And Travis was talking about horror, but
those are
good timing.
Hella good remakes.
I still have pins in my foot, which sucks, but we're getting there. He says everything's healing nicely, so we're good on that front.
Light at the end of the tunnel, Jason.
Yeah.
Be patient.
Yeah,
Be patient.
It's happening. I'm not looking forward to the physical therapy afterwards, but we'll get there. I don't know, man. There's nothing going on here besides me sitting and resting for the most part. So I found out that my son has learned how to somehow get to YouTube Shorts via Spotify. Because we took YouTube off his phone because he was just going a little too crazy with it. So then he found some way to like get not exactly YouTube Shorts, but it's like YouTube style shorts.
Oh yeah.
And they're in Spotify for whatever fucking reason, because there's like, you know, video podcasts there now and everything. So I guess they have a shorts version of something. So
everything has a short version
instead of playing with his Legos like I told him to do. And I'm stuck up here, so I can't like check on him really. So little shit. I'm gonna ground him someday. He wasn't so damn cute. Anyway, Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, tired.
Yeah,
busy. Work's been crazy. It's that time of year. It's at that time of year where like by Friday I'm just like done. I'm just like, okay, weekend's here, and weekends for rest
every week.
Like
every week, right?
No, for a while I was very, very slow at work. So it was like, you know, just kind of chill throughout the day. Now it's like freaking busy all the way through. We did knock out part 2 of the Gamer Social Club podcast this week. So that was fun. Nice. We did our Game of the Year 0.5.
Game of the half year. Nice.
Game of the half year into the game. Early access Game of the Year. That was cool.
Early access Game of the Year. Okay. I like it. Exactly.
Don't got to pay for it, but you can check it.
It's the demo.
Game of the Year demo. That's right. It's the beta. Yeah. Subject to change kind of deal.
That's right.
That was fun. The Xbox news I will talk about later. That hit just before we recorded. So we talked about that for a bit first. So it was another long night of podcasting. So I've been whoring myself out. My week of horror podcasting, or podcast whoring.
Week of whoring
is over. Yes. So yeah, that was fun. And other than that, Tanya's got a photo walk this weekend, which means I have the Saturday mostly to myself, which means I can cook something that I want to eat. So trying to figure that out.
Okay.
Something to do with seafood usually, because she will not touch seafood. So
that's fair.
Watch a horror movie as well.
I could do that because she also does not watch horror movies. I should. I wonder what's a good one. I'll ask you guys. Well, actually, I'll ask you guys on here. What's a good horror movie, recent horror movie that you'd recommend?
Watch X.
Number 1. Watch, sorry?
X.
The
trilogy that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, the one you just talked about. Is it on streaming anywhere?
On Paramount, I think.
Okay, I do have.
I ended up just buying them though, so I don't know.
Gotcha. I can check it out anyway.
Yeah, they have to be streaming somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah. Word.
One of my favorite, like semi-recent, within the past, like I don't know. It's been more than 5 years, but It Follows. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Fantastic.
It's one of the best, like more modern horror movies that I've seen.
I think I've heard of that. Is that the one where like death's coming for this girl type thing?
Yeah. Because of a sexually transmitted curse, essentially.
Oh, okay. All right.
So whoever you have sex with, it gets passed on to. So she had like a one-night stand with some dude who gave it to her.
Purposely gave it
to her. Yeah. So now she's cursed and being chased by this, slowly chased by this entity. It's really creepy.
It's really good.
All right.
But, I mean, honestly, if you want to like just knock it out of the park, Hereditary.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
That's probably the best in the last 10 years for my money.
Babadook's good.
Babadook's great. I really liked it.
I did watch Megan, but I don't know if that's really like a horror movie.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I loved Megan. I thought it was a really good movie. I don't know if I would consider that like a horror. I guess it kind of is.
It's kind of like a slasher horror flick.
Yeah. I like it.
They have to make the sequel rated R though. Which they won't.
Be nice. Probably not. If it did really well, then probably not. That's it, man. Chris, what do you got to tell us? Some exciting?
You guys are talking about movies. I don't have a movie, but it's not horror. But I do have a show I wanted to talk to you guys about. That the third season just came out recently. And
Sweet Tooth.
It is Sweet Tooth.
Okay.
Are you watching Sweet Tooth, Jason?
No, I've been following along with you, essentially. You've been giving me updates. So
have I?
You've talked about it on the show a couple times.
Really?
Yep.
I don't think I have.
I've never heard of it.
What?
Yeah, I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever talked about it. But I highly suggest it to anyone who's into like kind of post-apocalyptic or dystopian dramas.
That's new.
Yeah, it's just it revolves around. The concept is that there's an illness that they just call the sick, and it's essentially wiping out humans. But at the same time the sick hit, all babies started being born as animal hybrids. Like it centers around a kid named Gus, who's about like it all started like 10 years ago or whatever, and he's about 10 years old, and he's a deer hybrid. You kind of journey with Gus and his trials and tribulations of trying to find his mother and trying to get an understanding of where the hybrids came from, where the sick came from. And like he's on a quest essentially to find his mom and cure the sick. So it's a really great show, has a lot of good character development, and just fantastic characters in general. So I highly suggest it to anybody who's into dramas at all. Like it's a really, really good show.
It's based on a comic as well. Yeah.
Yes, it's based on I think it's Marvel or DC. I can't remember which one it is.
It's like Image. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll have to look it up. But yeah, it's great.
Is it more like a mature rated type show, or is it kind of like
I would say it's Marvel-y. It's like teen rated ish. There's violence and things like that, but it's not like
it's not like The Boys or anything like that. Yeah.
Right. It's certainly not The Boys. It's not overly glorified. It's a means. It's always a means to an end. So that's the way I would put it. But yeah, really, really good show. Highly suggested.
Sweet Tooth is based on a DC comic.
DC comic.
DC.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be like a Twisted Metal spinoff or something when you said that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is like when I first found out like about the show, like I always saw it popping up on Netflix before my wife suggested it. I thought it was at first, the first thing that came to mind was Twisted Metal, like you. And the second thing that came to mind was like, I don't know, Sweet Tooth. It was like, for me, it was Crazy Clowns. I don't know why I went there, but it's very much not any of that. Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, it's really, really good. I highly suggest it. All right. Shall we talk about some games?
Yeah. Anybody
got anything new to talk about?
No, I have nothing new. But I went back to Multiverses. They've been steadily updating it. They took Jason out of the fucking roster because they broke him. They put him back in, but yeah, they've been actively updating that game, making it slowly better and better. But I think it might be too little, too late. Like the Steam charts are just like dropping off. So
really,
oh man,
yeah. But
okay.
In good news, I'm well on track to get Uber Jason skin. So all this grinding that I've been doing practically every day is going to pay off.
It was all for this, man.
It's all for this moment.
It really is. I've actually been taking screenshots of Jason inside the game just so when I know that nobody will ever believe me someday. Yeah. So they'll eventually take him away and no one will believe that Jason Voorhees was in this game with Bugs Bunny. So
it's like the MacGuffin of like the game. Like you can't get that. That's weird that they would pull him and not just wait till they patched him.
Yeah, they did like a hot fix on him or something like that. They did that with Iron Giant as well. And it was funny because, well, not funny, but ironic that they pulled it right when somebody was playing a tournament with that character.
Oh no!
So he couldn't use his main in like the finals or whatever.
Oh wow!
Yep. Oops.
That's some shit right there, man.
Yep. What can you do? That's the glory of games as a service.
Yeah,
right.
We're at their whim. Other than that, yeah, still playing Street Fighter, playing leverless stuff, and
how's the leverless going?
Really good.
Still improving. All
yeah,
right.
really good, steadily, and more so. So, like, I've been rotating between 3 different leverless controllers and finding which one I like better, which caps I like better, stuff like that. So that's been fun. But yeah,
are you gonna make a leverless controller with the screws that come out of your foot?
Probably could.
Just have like a memento. Turns out that's like the best one you can use. That's like, holy shit, I'm a fucking god with this thing.
This controller has my soul and my pins.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Just call it my foot. That's it. It can just be called my foot.
The look the nurse is going to give him when he's like, "Can I have the pins?
Yeah.
Can I keep those?"
No, don't clean them. It's fine. You don't have to clean them. I'll take them as is. It's fine. The blood adds character. It's all good.
It's so funny when the doctor takes him out. He literally just goes wink wink, like just shoots right out. I don't feel a thing, but it's weird. It's cool. It's cool having metal in me.
You're so metal, Jason.
Yeah.
Cyborg, basically.
Literally.
You're pretty much.
God, give me a robot eye, please. Please. Fix this shit. All right. I'm done. That's it for me, I think. Oh, I picked up Angry Foot, but I have yet to play because
I was hoping you played that before this because I want to hear, but it looks so fun.
Yep.
Jason,
my kind of dumb.
Jason, you said that in the Discord today, and before I got a chance to read the rest of the text, I was at work and I just happened to flash it, and like his message was literally I have angry foot, and I'm like,
no, Jason, never recording tonight.
What's happening now, Jason? You and your fucking foot, man.
Angry Foot's that's that Devolver joint, right?
Yeah.
First person with like all the kicking.
Yep. Lots of kicking, lots of different shoes and shit like that. Just bombastic, fucking dumb shit. I love it.
It looks a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
It does.
Good stuff. Anybody else got something new?
I have something new old, but it wouldn't be the game I would talk about right now. I'm saving it for last just because I barely touched it. Well, I might as well mention it to get out of the way. I tried out the Beyond Good and Evil
20th anniversary. Nice.
Yeah. Picked that up. That's one of my favorite games like of all time. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna grab that. And I just messed around with it for the first like 30 minutes or so. And yeah, they did a good job. At first I thought this was gonna be like the ultimate cash grab because they released a remastered version on the 360 and PS3. I think it was that era. Where it was just basically the previous gen one just with like HD and like 60 frames. I don't even know if it was 60 frames actually. I can't remember.
It was during that whole HD remaster.
Yeah, that whole like thing. Yeah, exactly. And this one they've updated like the textures. They actually have like more texture to them and more detail, and they revamped like the lighting and stuff like that. And it definitely looks better. Like you boot it up, it doesn't look like that era of a game anymore, but it doesn't look like a current gen game either. It just looks like
it looks more stylized.
Yeah, it just looks better. Yeah. But it's if you've played it, it doesn't play any different as far as I know. At least they haven't really changed anything.
It's like a 15-plus-year-old game. How's the how the controls feel?
It's good. I had to go to the menu to look at the controls because the games of those era didn't really have much of a tutorial because it came out in a time when like manuals were still a thing.
Yeah.
So I had to pull it up, but it was fine. It has like the camera is a little bit wonky in the combat sometimes. But I mean, I felt like they kind of controlled better for its time back then. Like it was one of the games I was like, this actually feels really good. Like the way the character would kind of like lock onto a character or the enemies and stuff. So it felt good from the like half an hour I played it, but we'll see if I keep playing it. I bought it more or less just because I'm like, I had to. I have to get that when it comes out on stuff. So I think
I know that Limited Run is doing a physical release of it.
I just saw that today, actually.
Yeah. So I'm gonna probably pick it up that way.
Yeah.
But we did Beyond Good and Evil with Good Old Games back in the day. Remember?
Way back in the day. Yep. That game was so good. That was like pick it up on a whim game.
And I hadn't played it before we did that. And
that's right. Yeah.
I was really, really happy with it. So
nice.
Good stuff though. Good stuff.
I finished up Still Wakes the Deep, so that ended. I really liked it overall. I thought it was a no nonsense horror game that kind of was like the thing, and what I like about it is throughout the entire thing in the end, it doesn't really explain much, but I don't think it really has to. It just does away with the whole like, I don't know, like fucking reality of, you know, how stuff now has to be way too realistic and things have to be explained and be like anchored down by, could this happen in real life? Like, why did this happen? No, it's just basically shit happens and you got to try to get off this fucking rig and try to save everybody, or save the people you can. And you get to know all the characters, and by the end, it's pretty touching, and it's highly recommended. I thought it was really good. Was scary as fuck though. Like my blood pressure was high a lot. There's a lot of chase scenes and kind of stuff like that. So if you're not ready for that, don't do that. Don't play it. I thought it was one of the scariest games I've ever played. But I don't play a lot of scary games, so people out there might be like, what are you talking about? It wasn't that scary. I thought it was fucking scary. I'm a wuss when it comes to scary games. So I didn't get through. I played Alien Isolation and didn't even get to the part where you see the alien. So that's kind of want to go back.
The anxiety of knowing that it's around the corner, right?
Exactly. And just what they put you through the build up. I'm like, I don't want to.
This isn't fun.
Yeah. And this is just like, okay, it's only 4 hours long, or like 4.5 hours long. It's not that bad. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Oh, Travis, totally right so far with the Alan Wake 2, this Night Springs DLC. The second episode is pretty buns. It's not terrible. It just, you don't do anything.
Pretty buns.
Yeah.
Pretty buns. Pretty buns.
You just walk around as what's her face from Control, and you do some puzzles, which, mind you, I had to look up like 2 of them because they're math heavy in one of them. And I'm like, what does it want me to do? I'm terrible with math at angles. And then you have to, the second number is 1 less than the first number, but 3 times the fourth number type deal. I'm just like, I just want to get through this.
I think I looked that one up too. I don't have time for that kind of shit.
Exactly.
I wouldn't. I would be insulted if I had to look it up. That's the kind of person I am. It's like, I was a fucking math minor. I could do this shit.
And then even when I like read the thing and like how to do it, like it does just give you the answer when you look it up. But I was like, I want to see what you had to do. And I'm still like, I still don't really, whatever. Anyway. And then it just ends abruptly with like no payoff at all. At least I didn't it just fucking ends. And I'm like, wait, what? Like nothing's resolved through that episode.
That's frustrating.
At least unless I missed something, Travis. Like I don't want to ruin what happens at the end, but something happens. I was like, okay, that makes sense that this happens. But the entire reason that she's there is or Jesse's there is for some totally different reason, and nothing gets resolved in it. So
yeah.
I still have the 3rd episode though, so I'm going to do that one tomorrow. In
a game that's so narrative heavy and character focused, like Alan Wake is, to give us DLC, that is for all intents and purposes, like it's not canon. Yeah, it's not. None of it happens in the game. Like you could completely skip out on it, and you would not miss anything from the storyline. Like, I don't know. Like, it's supposed to be good and fun, and if they were more like the first episode, the other 2 episodes were more like the first, I think I would have enjoyed it more. But you're right. I mean, you're sharing my opinion. They're just a little bit hollow. The combat is fine, but it's not a game that you play for the combat. So that's what you're doing for the most of the time, and it's just not fun.
And playing as Jesse, like
without powers,
Jesse without powers is so it's
stupid.
Not, yeah.
The first thing I tried to do was levitate, and I was like, "Are you serious? Come on!"
Like, you're not going to give her any powers. And I thought, okay, maybe they're holding out. Like maybe towards the end, you open them up and whatever. But no, like it's just
they never give her anything.
No, well, you get the gun, but it's like
that doesn't count. That's not how you play Control. So,
and after playing the first episode, which gives you like an automatic shotgun, that even seems like a step down. Yeah, it just kind of slows it down, and it's kind of like it's just not. It just doesn't hit, and I felt it could have done more there. So yes, the second one, I want to do the 3rd one tomorrow, and I can't remember, Travis. So I asked you, did you do the that little mini thing they added at the end, like a couple weeks after Alan Wake 2 came out.
Talking about the story rewrite where it's a new game plus.
I guess that's what it is. Yeah, it's like a little like episode or something. I haven't done that yet either.
Oh, a little episode. No, I'm not familiar.
I think it's a little episode. Or maybe it's a rewrite. I don't know. It's on the main menu. Like you can actually select it. I can't remember what it's called.
Is it called like Final Draft or something?
Something like yes, I think that's exactly
new
what
game.
It's called,
that's new game plus, and it adds.
Oh, is it?
It adds some extra. It changes the ending and the beginning.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So it's not like a little episode thing. All right.
No, it's the true ending to the game.
Gotcha. Oh well, now I have to do that. So yeah, but that's it for me though. Other than Elden Ring, but I figure Chris is going to talk about Elden Ring, so I don't have much to say about it.
Yeah,
more than
same.
I
just played Elden Ring too. So.
Okay, well, let's talk about Elden Ring. So yeah, I finally dug into Elden Ring. I got past my anxiety a bit. I did a bit of cheesing. I kind of went and looked around for all of the skadoosh. That's what I'm calling it now. My skadoosh level is 10. Nice. I got to I'm 10 and 6, so I've got 6 on the spirit ashes. Okay. And I've done a couple of the little things. Like I did the dragon pit, and I did the solemn monastery, which is essentially
down at the bottom south.
Yeah. It's like the first couple of graces, it's like to the west.
Oh yeah. Okay, no,
you literally go downstairs and there's a boss room, and that's it. And he hits really hard. So and the dude at the end of the dragon pit, like he used one of his moves on me, like his power move, and I was at full health and he killed me in one shot. And I'm like, oh damn, so that's what this is going to be like. But and then I did the magma. I don't know. It's almost like a magma drill at the end of it. And I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, it's a. I don't know how to describe it, but it's essentially a cylindrical.
Are you talking about the forges?
It's not a forge, but you get to there's no boss in it. You essentially get to the end, and there's this pipe that you bring down, and when you pull the lever, it falls into the magma and spins to pipe magma up. Yeah, and you can actually climb the pipe and go all the way up, and there's like a dragon stone at the top.
Yeah,
so
those are the forges. They're bossless dungeons, and they always end in the items
dragon
you need
stones?
the dragon stones to upgrade.
Dragon stones, okay,
upgrade to max level. Yeah,
gotcha. So I did the first one of those. So I'm trying to decide which of the big dungeons I'm going to take on first. And
did you fight the jail, the first jail knight at the very beginning?
First jail knight? No, I don't.
Maybe that's the one you're talking about, the mausoleum, the blue knight guy. He's got the crossbow that shoots like a machine gun.
Oh yeah. That's the one
you're talking. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And after you kill him, he gives you his sword and then his entire armor set, which is all like super heavy, so you can't use it anyway.
If you don't have strength, you can't.
Yeah, or the endurance, right? But yeah, so far so good. You know, I'm still messing with I'm still running around with original game stuff. I'm running with the blasphemous blade. I like the survivability of that thing. And I've got some faith built up, so I run around with some incantations too. It's more Elden Ring, and that's certainly a good thing. I don't have any complaints or anything. It's just something that I'm gonna attack it very slowly, like I did the original game. So
have you hit any of the remembrance bosses yet, like the big story bosses?
No, that's what I was saying. I'm trying to figure out which dungeon I want to take on first, so that when you first start, you get the I don't remember what they're called, but there's like one tower, like the tower town off to the west.
Bellerot Tower.
Yeah, that's technically the first one. Yeah.
So that's where I'm thinking about going first, but there's also the one that's north. That apparently has I can't remember her name, but the one that has the dual Renala, the one with the dual blades. Yeah. So I think I'm going to go to the tower town first and do that. But
probably a good idea.
I've dabbled in there a little bit. Like I ran in there and grabbed a few items because there's some scattered tree fragments and things like that. None of the enemies that I ran into were really overly concerning. I got, there's some stuff in there that hits real hard, but it wasn't anything I wasn't able to deal with. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm approaching it very cautiously, like I did with the original game. So.
Nice. I'm doing my second run in Shadow or Erdtree, and it's definitely harder. I've definitely noticed, or either I'm just cocky and I'm thinking I can take down shit really easy, but the first boss, the Bellarat, I think I got him my first try with Erdtree, and it took me like 4 tries to get him today.
Oh wow!
So yeah, so it definitely kicks it up another notch. And I think you might be right. Like I know it's capped at 20 and 10 for the
for the
ashes.
first playthrough, it's capped at 20 and 10. But I think once you get to the next playthrough, you can actually get another 20, so you can get to 40 and 20.
Oh, can you? Okay, because that makes sense.
That's what I read. I think I don't know.
No,
I might be wrong,
right. Because if it doesn't, then that scaling is going to be fucked up.
Yeah, and that's why
you can't, because levels still don't matter. So yeah. Because
levels still matter way less than they should.
yeah, and I can still do some damage, but I'm taking damage like I was just starting Erdtree over again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh shit, okay, yeah, Or actually, I honestly, I might just put it down for a bit because I think I'm getting a little bit burnt out on it. It's so much, but yeah.
It's great though. I mean, it's visually, it's stunning. You still there are so many things about that game, just from like the environment and the ambiance. The music has a great addition. I was running from down essentially a river through a cave, right? And there's a grace at the end of the cave, and I went out down and sat at this grace. And every once in a while, the controller would vibrate, and I didn't know what was going on. And I still don't know what it was, but I have a feeling it was like footsteps from something that was above me on the cave. Probably. So, as it was taking footsteps, the cave was rattling, and I was getting the shock from it.
Probably could have been one of those furnace.
The golems. Furnace golems, yeah,
could be one of those.
I remember the most southern area, where I was going to grab the map and one of the Scato tree fragments, and as I'm hightailing it across that land, all of a sudden a dragon just showed up out of nowhere and almost stepped on my ass, and I'm like, oh fuck, and it's just haul ass out of there for the time being. But it's interesting how well they create an atmosphere in that game. I don't think I've ever seen a game.
The kids call it a vibe.
I mean, that works. But I don't think I've seen a game that does that as well as Elden Ring does. It's great.
Agreed. I'm assuming that's it, since that's all you.
Travis, did you have anything to add to Elden Ring?
I think you muted.
Okay, you're on mute. Yeah, you muted yourself.
Sorry about that. Yeah, muted. So yeah, no, I have kind of played it to its extent, so I don't really know what else to add to it. It's great.
Are you 20 and 10 now?
I'm 19 and 10.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough. But yeah, I look forward to trying out. I've seen some of the new weapons and stuff, and I look forward to trying some of them out. I haven't messed with the Great Katana yet. I do want to try that out, but I'm more interested in the backhand blades. Those look really fun. I
use those towards the end, and I use those for most of my third playthrough of the base game. I really like them, but they seem you kind of really have to have them powered up, to put a lot of points into what it scales best with. Because it's good. It's a lot of fun, but I found they were better later on when they're more powerful.
Did you guys try duplicating some of the remembrances, some of the new ones?
No, I always forget.
Apparently, you can do that.
I did. Yeah. There's about 5 spots in the shadow of the Erdtree map that has those coffins where you can duplicate.
Cool.
Yeah, there were a couple of boss weapons. There's like one or two bosses that have a couple of remembrance weapons. So I duplicated to pick up the extra weapons and stuff. So
Nice, good stuff.
and you can still duplicate all of the vanilla games remembrances as well. So it doesn't just count for the new game, which is pretty good. So
Good stuff. Besides that, I played some more Bloodstained. I'm still slowly playing through my Zangetsu playthrough. So
what's the Zangetsu playthrough?
Zangetsu, the samurai, the one that
I know that dude. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the David Hayter voice acts for. You can you can play as him in the game. So
Gotcha.
I'm playing through the game as him right now. I mean that's really fun too. He's got some really cool stuff.
Sick.
And that's it.
Sick.
Does that wrap up distractions?
I think so.
All right. I'm going to pass it off to Jeff. You got some news items for us, right?
We do got some news.
Inform me.
Is a game coming out.
Mhm.
So the first one, Double Dragon.
Yeah.
That's a game.
I am cautiously excited about this. It's one of those things.
Let's say what it is first, and then you can go in on it.
Okay.
So they're reviving Double Dragon. It's actually called Revive, original, and it's being made by Arc System Works. So it's going to look really good.
Maybe.
And someone posted it in our Discord first, like a screenshot of like a magazine, like
Famitsu. Yeah.
I don't think it was Famitsu. Was it Famitsu?
I think so.
And I was like, I don't know about the screencast, but then the trailer came out today, and I think it looks definitely better in motion. It's coming out in 2025 for everything. So now what do you guys think about that one?
This shit looks like a mobile game, homie. Oh no. Oh no. I don't know what to feel anymore.
I think my concern is you have a large bar to try and get over with Streets of Rage 4 that just came out a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that game hit so well. It hit all of the right notes. And the question is, can they do that? Yeah, music was great. The question is, can they replicate that with a new Double Dragon game? Now, I don't doubt Arc System Works at all.
Really?
I
visuals.
In general, I think they can do it. It's just a matter of whether or not it's like they're sometimes hit or miss. So, I guess we'll see what happens. I'm cautiously optimistic.
I very much want it to be successful. I want it to be good.
We are lacking good beat 'em ups.
Yeah, well, there's a ton of beat 'em ups, and a lot of them are very good, but we're sorely lacking 3D beat 'em ups, and we have. Well, I don't think there's been many or any good 3D beat 'em ups. So I don't know, high hopes, but I don't know. I'm not gonna hold my breath.
What changed you seem pretty high on it in the Discord. You're
I saw it in motion.
The idea of it is exciting.
The idea is exciting. Arc System Works, that's exciting. But when I saw it in motion, I was not confident in it afterwards. I didn't like how it looked. I didn't like the character design.
I don't like the art design. I don't like the character designs either. No.
I just feel like this is a kind of a low effort. It looks that way anyway. I hope I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong. I would love for this to be great. I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, my biggest issue is it being 3D. Streets of Rage 4 was awesome because it was still 2D.
Yep.
It was 2D on a 3D plan, like a 3D axis, I guess. Well, X and Y axis.
Yep.
And every time they've tried to do these beat 'em ups with actual 3D, they've been pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that Turtles in Time remake when they added that to it. Ooh, so bad.
That's such a tough nut to crack, and I don't know if I exactly understand why. But keep it 2.5D. Like, do you guys remember Neon? Double Dragon Neon?
I didn't like that, but
I didn't play that one. Yeah, I didn't play that one.
You could high five people and then just fucking deny them. It was great.
I heard it's really good. I just don't think I gave it a good enough of a chance.
It's not bad. How about that?
Yeah, okay. It was also the art style of that which really kind of turned me off. I didn't like the way the characters looked at the time, and that was like fucking how many years ago? That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I still thought it was like cheesy, and they still look.
They were totally
cheesy.
going for that though. Like they leaned into that. Like all the trappings, like the music and shit that you could. Yeah. They wanted it to be cheesy.
Be cheesy.
Yep.
Who was that? Was that Way Forward?
That sounds right.
Was it?
Sounds right. Yeah.
I think I might have it. I don't know. I can't remember. I never bothered with Gaiden. I'm not sure if you guys, or Jason, you might have played it.
Yeah, I played it initially and I didn't really like it all that much. I went back to it probably a few weeks ago and tried playing it, and I liked it a little bit more, but the roguelike elements kind of.
That's exactly. It's always something. It's always like something that's just like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, that turned me off. Also, lack of variety in moves. It just wasn't that great.
Gotcha. Well, that's going to be a thing, so we will see. 2025. And the other big news finally happened. Game Pass. It's expensive again.
Oh.
I wouldn't say again. Price went up.
Right.
Yes.
How much?
They announced that. It's going up. They added a new tier essentially. So there's the core tier, which is basically just like online. Plus you get. It's kind of like EA Play, I guess. You get some games, and then they have the Ultimate now, which is going to be. The pricing always fucks me up because it's different there. I think there it's $3 more a month. I think it went from 17 to 19 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then here it went up like $5 or $4 because of the price difference. And that's where the games are going to be. The day one games are going to go into. So day one games are no longer going to go into the standard, and core is going to stay kind of like as is, but it's going up in price as well. The monthly will still be $9.99. So the increases come on the yearly for core. And then they go up like $1 or $2 for the middle one, and then the ultimate one, which is the one that you want essentially, is that get the $3 increase.
Okay,
and that's going to start in September, I believe. Yeah, let me just actually pull up. Well, you guys quickly discuss that. I'm going to pull up the exact.
Well, you never want to see a price increase when all you're seeing is corporate trouble, and you personally feel that you're not getting a shit ton of value out of the service. That price increase is the last thing you want. So that's kind of the boat that I'm in. Like the last couple of Xbox Studios games, I've just been completely down on. It's disappointing because this is also coming off of like some terrible PR for Microsoft, and it just seems like the hits keep on coming. I was asking myself today, like, if I didn't have my Xbox, I would probably be okay because like I'm not utilizing Game Pass. I'm not using it. It's getting more and more expensive, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I should probably cancel mine at this point because I played a few of the games on there, and then I just haven't really gone back to it. I still have a few things downloaded that I haven't had time to play yet, but it's just one of those things. Right now, I've what was the last time I talked about something that I played on Game Pass? I did Sea of Stars, and I did. There
was like a couple in a row a while ago.
Yeah, I did Sea of Stars, and I did. Wow, it's completely slipping my mind right now.
I can't remember either.
The action rhythm game.
Oh, Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush. I did those two. I tried to play Starfield. I wasn't a fan. And then I just kind of fell off after that.
But there's no third-party stuff at all?
No, there is. There's other games that I want to play. I just haven't had time to roll back to them.
It's not Game Pass.
Playing other things.
Damn it.
No, you're right. But I'm not saying it is. But my point is that right now I'm paying for Game Pass and I'm not using it.
Yeah.
So
if you're not using it, if you're not using any subs, definitely cancel it and then resub.
I can always resub.
I use Game Pass every month. Like it's There's always something there that I want to play. Still Wakes of Deep. I just beat that. That was on there.
Yeah. It's still worth it to me. I still play shit on the PC as well. I actually find myself using cloud gaming every now and again just to try shit out, so I don't have to go to a different room and download it or whatever. So, it's still mostly worth it for me. But Travis is right. You know, in the midst of all the shit that's going on over there, this is not instilling a lot of confidence. So,
yeah, I mean, no one wants to see an increase, but
right,
it's like, it's not fun.
Also, I did duh, of course,
it's gonna happen. Like anyone who thought this wasn't gonna happen is also duh.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen. They just spent $70 billion. They're not gonna not raise the price.
Yeah.
And I've seen some people say, well, they're not adding anything. They're just taking like something away, but they are adding. They just bought one of the biggest publishers in gaming. Like those games are going to be coming to Game Pass. And what they should have fucking done was wait until they had an announcement to be like, hey, we already know Call of Duty's coming. That's like $100 for a lot of people there. And Diablo 4 was added. They should have waited to, I'm assuming Gamescom's coming up soon. If they better have something there to be like, hey, here are some of the back catalog games from Activision while they start coming out in the future. Because they have to, I mean, Game Pass subscribers are going to get something. They're getting those games. Like the last time they had an increase was when they added PC Game Pass, like was rolled in. So you had both and EA Play, I think. So you had the EA Play catalog come over. And this is essentially that, just with Activision. So, yeah, it sucks. But biggest advice, if you're not using it, cancel it.
Yeah.
I do with my streaming stuff.
Yeah.
I hate the multiple tiers. Like that shit gets so confusing.
It's confusing, man.
I still don't understand PlayStation's tiers. You know, there's essential.
I'm about to complain about that. Complain about that.
I don't know where I'm at with that. I think I've got the middle tier. I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle.
PS
I think.
plus.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle.
It's
so
weird.
it's essential, which is like the minimum, and then extra is the second tier, and premium is the highest tier. And premium is like $134 a year or something like that.
Yeah, and that's the one with the PS2 games. And
so that's the one that lets you. That's the one that lets you stream games, and it lets you do some PS2, and that's the thing. It's like there were several people in Discord, and I got pretty excited about it. That talked about Jeanne d'Arc coming out.
Yes,
and Jeanne d'Arc. For those that don't know Jeanne d'Arc, it's a fantastic strategy RPG that came out for the PSP.
First game I played on the PSP.
It's so good.
Me too.
And it's coming to PS Plus, but it's coming to PS Plus Premium. It's not coming to the one that I've got, and I'm not gonna.
I wonder if you can still buy it though, because it's coming out as a different SKU. Like it's coming out on like a PS4, PS5.
And that's the thing. I'm wondering if that's the case, because if it is, I will just go and buy that fucking game. Yeah. Like I will happily go and buy it again, like just to support the fact that it's there.
I would assume.
And from what I understand,
it's gotta be available.
Yeah, I hope so, because they also said that they did some quality of life enhancements to the game too. So I'm super interested in it, because I as much as I love the game, one of my deepest regrets is that I never finished it. So it's one of the ones that I absolutely want to go back to. And yeah, the whole tier thing is it's really frustrating. But at the same time, I don't want to spend $135 a year. You know, it's like I don't really have a need for the highest level of Game Pass or PS Plus or whatever it is. I don't have a need for it. So I've always avoided that. But you know, it's
that's the thing too.
See it as a frustration.
The poll, like I didn't sign up for Game Pass until they started adding day one games from first party stuff. All their first party stuff going day one. Then I'm like, fuck yeah, because I buy a lot of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like that's a fantastic deal.
And if Sony did that, it would be more than worth it as well. But they don't even put games on there from fucking 2 years ago. So it's like, but it is cheaper though. I think PS Plus, I think is still cheaper in the long run. But something that people forget too, because I've seen a lot of discourse like online, is like, because it went up on PC as well if you just want PC Ultimate, but it's cheaper than console. I think it's $11 or $12 a month. That's what it works out to be. You don't have to pay for online on PC, and that's something that PSN and Game Pass rolls into their pricing. So you have to already pay for some level of this in the first place. And then you add, the difference would be what the subscription would be. Because if you get PS Plus Premium, I'm assuming, and Standard, whatever the middle one is, too. What do we start calling it? PS Plus Plus? PS Plus. That includes the online subscription too, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not, if you're a console user, you're already paying that likely begrudgingly, but you're used to it. We've been used to paying for online since 360. That's pretty much been like the standard, and they're not going away from that. So if I need to pay, I think it's $200, $201 if I subtract that from it, and whatever it is on PSN, that's 2 games here. Games are $109 with tax, new games. So as long as I'm planning to buy 2 first-party games or 2 games that I know are going into either of these subscriptions day one, it's already paid for at that point. So I might as well just keep it. Like, it's just, I might as well play everything else that goes in there. And out of all the years I've had either of them, I think this has been the slowest year for Game Pass, I think, that I've played. But it's still at 3 games that I would have bought, and then Indie and Avowed are in the fall. So yeah, it's still definitely worth it for me. I don't want to pay more because no one likes to see a price increase in anything unless it's coming this way. But yeah, it's inevitable. If they pull a Disney or like a Netflix in like 6 months from now, they're like, it's going up another $5, then it's like, oh fuck. Okay, you know what? Maybe just to let them feel the sting a little bit, because that my one subscription might make it.
It's a game changer, man. It's a game changer.
That'll be the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah. That said, like the games that are hitting like PS Plus Extra are pretty fucking good. Like it's hitting with Pathfinder, it's hitting with Remnant, it's hitting with No More Heroes 3, which I haven't played yet. Like there's some good stuff there.
That's not No More Heroes 3. I think it's what version of it is it?
It's got the remake of 1 and it's got No More Heroes 3.
Really? Okay, all right. I'm thinking something else then. So what was the top-down one that they had?
Did they have
I have no idea.
Yeah, they did. Anyway.
Let me see. No More Heroes 3. Yeah, so No More Heroes 3 is hitting.
Okay.
And let me see, let me confirm that that's coming out for Extra and not necessarily for Premium.
Most of the third-party stuff is usually on Extra. From what I've played anyway. And
that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like.
Like, how much is a stick? Because I remember not renewing when that first increase happened, and then something came out. It wasn't something before Helldivers, and I was like, well, I don't have online. That's right, because I did. So I re-upped it, and I'm like, well, then I might as well get Plus because it's worth it when I subtract the console tax, online tax from these things.
Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes Complete Edition.
Okay.
Is apparently a hack and slash game that is played from a top-down perspective. I don't know. That's weird.
It wasn't well received.
Have any of them except the first one been?
Apparently not. Like it doesn't look like No More Heroes 3 was well received either, but I don't know.
Remnant 2 is good. That's
Remnant 2 is good.
Yeah. But yeah. There we go. More money to be spent on subscriptions, so
yeah, it's not a huge price increase. So, if I think you're going with what Jeff said. If you use it, still makes sense. If you're using it, then it makes sense to keep it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and they're obviously doing this before Call of Duty for obvious reasons, and they want everyone to go to Ultimate. They don't want people to be in that lower tier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's basically it on that end.
Let's see. Anything else we want to discuss today? I think that might be a show.
I don't think so. I was going to ask if you guys saw that game. I wasn't sure whether we should talk about it or not because I'm not sure if it's going to end up being like vaporware. But did you guys see that Dark State trailer?
No.
The stealth.
Yeah. It's like kind of like Metal Gear meets Portal meets like Uncharted type thing is how like they described it or something.
It's fucked up.
It looks insane, but it looks like so insane that it might not be. It just might never come out. I don't know.
It looks more like proof of concept than it is an actual workable game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's impressive, and apparently it's been in the development for like 3 or 4 years now. But it looks pretty sexy. But I don't expect you guys to see it because I would have put it in there and be like, hey, make sure to check out this trailer. But
sure,
it could be one of those things where you just see it and be like, ooh, and then you never see it again.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. So I'll certainly look for it though. Cool. All right. I think that's the show. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please tell a few friends about us. Hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment. All those things help us out a lot, and we appreciate them. Check out our link tree listed down below, interactivedistractions.com. That can lead you to our Discord where you can come hang out with us. And if you want to be a supporter of the show, it'll lead you to our Patreon as well. And we appreciate all of our patrons also. But that is it for us. So until next time, my name is Chris.
I'm Travis.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Jeff.
Play your games, and we'll talk to you next week.